In today's Modern Mom, kids' eye injuries in the holidays, you've heard it said in jest, it's all fun and games until someone pokes an eye out. But kidding aside, this time of year is especially dangerous for children because eye injuries are indeed common. Carrie Lee's got the story.
I sure do, George. Thank you. Dr. Kimberly Friedman actually has the story. She's joining us to talk more about this. Dr. Friedman, what kind of injuries are we talking about? You don't often think of eye injury. I mean, there's more obvious ones that you could seem to get, but eye injuries are unfortunately really big this time of year.
This time of year, we see more and more every year. Last year alone, 155,000 children had to go to emergency rooms for toy-related injuries. And we're just trying to remind people of some of the potential eye injuries that happen this time of year in hopes that we might prevent some of those injuries.
And you've brought in some examples here. A lot of this, as I mentioned, aside from the paint grenade, we'll get to that, are things that we all have kind of hanging around the house. Certainly many of us this time of year have Christmas trees. What's the hazard there?
Believe it or not, with Christmas trees, what we often see is people lean behind the tree to plug in the tree or to hang an ornament, and they actually get a corneal abrasion, which is a scrape on the front surface of the eye from the tree branch. And even though I must admit I know better, I did this to myself last year, and corneal abrasions can happen very easily with trees.
And that is a very, very common injury, getting a scratch on the cornea. It's very painful. I've done it myself. And it's not good. Okay, let's talk about some of the more serious ones. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. I mean, here, this is obvious. Obviously, darts could certainly cause some damage.
Right. Any kind of projectiles that you would give to your child or even to an adult. Any kind of darts, any kind of guns, BB guns, paintball guns, things like that. Very often, these are packaged with eye protection. And if they are packaged with eye protection, we really encourage all of you to use the eye protection if they come with that. And if they don't come with that, make sure that you purchase it separately because we see injuries every year, and these are the more serious injuries from the projectiles like these.
A little less obvious. I was wondering if maybe the scented candle, would burn your eye if you were smelling it, but you said that's not the case. It comes when you're blowing out the wick.
Right. What we see is that when people blow out the candle, sometimes what they'll do is they'll come over the candle to blow it out and then splash the wax into their eye, and the hot wax can do major damage in terms of burning the front surface of the eye. You want to make sure whenever you blow out a candle to blow it from the side so that you're not blowing the wax. Common sense, but people make mistakes
about it. Absolutely. Or get one of those things that,
right,
the sniffer. Okay, craft things over here. As soon as we saw the Elmer's glue, we were thinking maybe kids were gluing their eyes shut. That's not the case. It's actually the glitter, right?
Right. What happens is this time of year, a lot of the kids are making cards, ornaments, things like that. And what they'll do is they'll accidentally have glitter on their hand and rub the glitter into the eye. And that does cause an abrasion, but not only that, it can take even hours sometimes to remove all the little pieces of glitter from the eye when they get in there. So we want to make sure you have your children wash their hands, keep them away from their eyes.
I never even thought about that hazard. Now, one of the more severe situations that Dr. Friedman has seen is involving this. This is a paint gun, right? And these are the paint.
Right. These are the paintball pellets that go into the gun.
Okay.
And actually, I had a case a few years back with a 19-year-old who had actually gotten a paintball gun for Christmas, and he was showing it to his friend in the garage and accidentally released the trigger.
Okay.
And when he released the trigger, the force with which the paintball hit the eye actually caused his eye to rupture, and ultimately he lost his vision. A very, very serious injury, and, basically from something we consider a toy.
Dr. Friedman, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We do have a place you can go for more information, right?
Right.
What is that website?
We can go to our website, which is www.njsop.org.
Terrific. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Protect those eyes this season, right?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.